What is leadership? Leadership is an art or motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. So in business setting, this is one directing workers and colleagues with a strategy to meet the company's needs. It also acts as motivational tool by showing the right path and bringing confidence in employees. It helps attaining better relations among the team member and better utilization of workforce in the organization as motivated employees are willing to give the 100% effort. It is also a process by which a person influences others to accomplish an objective and directs the organization in a way that makes it more cohesive and coherent. A person influences others through social influence, not power to get something accomplished. Leadership requires others who are not necessarily direct reports to get something accomplished. There is need to accomplish something. Leaders carry out this process by applying their leadership knowledge and skills. But take note that all the definitions have a couple of processes in common. Leaderships carry out this process by applying their leadership knowledge and skills. This is called process leadership. However, we know that we have traits that can influence our actions. This is called trait leadership. In that, it was once common to believe that leaders were born rather than made. When leadership is learned, a leader's skills and knowledge can be influenced by his or her attributes or traits, such as beliefs, values, ethics, character, knowledge, and skills, contribute directly to the process of leadership. While the other attributes give the leader certain characteristics that make him or her unique. For example, a leader might have learned the skills in counseling others, but her traits will often play a great role in determining how she counsels a person who has empathy and make a better counselor than a person who thinks the employees are simply there to accomplish her meetings. So skills, knowledge, and attributes make the leader, which is one of the factors of leadership. So what is organizational process? This process involves determining what work is needed to accomplish the goal, assigning those tasks to individuals, and arranging those individuals in a decision making. So from the word itself, organizational process, it is organizing, like planning, must be a careful work out and applied process. This process involves determining what work is needed to accomplish the goal, assigning those tasks to individuals, and arranging those individuals in a decision-making framework or organizational structure. The end result of the organizing process is an organization, a whole consisting of unified parts, acting in a harmony to execute tasks to achieve goals, both effectively and efficiently. greatest challenge faced by organizations today is the volatility of the global markets. Globalization has greatly affected the market, and so have opportunities for more growth and revenue. However, to serve such a diverse marketplace, organizations need to respond to and understand the needs and expectations of the marketplace. The organizations are required to constantly innovate and update their processes and operational efficiencies to collaborate with the expanding markets. Organizations that refuse to change or move forward are forced to exit the market or may be wiped out by forward-looking companies. It is this movement or shift in an organization to improve the performance of the entire organization or a part of the organization that is referred to as organizational change. Organizational change is a process in which a large company or an organization changes its working methods or aims in order to develop and respond to new situations or markets. Why organizations need to change? Substantial organizational changes take place technically when organizations perceive a need to change the overall strategy and direction for success adds or discontinues a major segment or practice and or wants to change the very nature by which it operates. It also occurs when an organization evolves through its life cycles and has to restructure itself to grow. Change is often a response to change in the environment. Some of the reasons prompting changes. So, concepts of leadership. What is concepts of leadership? Good leaders are made, not born. If you have the desire and willpower, you can become an effective leader. Good leaders develop through a never-ending process of self-study, education, training, and leaders are made, again, not born. If anyone have the desire and willpower to become a successfully and effective good leader, they should work hard to be worthy of that position. So, a good leader is developed through a never-ending process of self-study, education, training, and experiences. To inspire your workers into higher levels of teamwork, there are certain things you must be known and do. These do not often come naturally, but are acquired through continual work and study. Good leaders are continually working and studying to improve their leadership skills. They are not resting on their past yearnings. So it means that if you have the desire and willpower, you can become an effective leader. So it means that if you have the desirement to become a good leader again, you should do things that will benefit the whole team of the organization, not just improvement of being a good leader,
we're going to discuss in the next topic the 5 key elements to define an effective leadership. First, we're going to have a short recap on what is leadership. Leadership, as we all know, is an art of motivating a group of people. One way to motivate them is to set a goal for them to achieve. Leadership is an important function of the management and is essential and crucial component which helps to enhance productivity and helps to maximize efficiency and achieve organizational goals. For instance, in a certain company or organization, there must be a leader or managers, others call it boss. That leader or manager, they are the person being tasked to lead his co-employees to achieve company's goal. One example, based on my experience working in a retail company, we are given an incentives at the end of the month if we can reach our monthly quota. And that motivates us to work because it is an additional income added to our wages or salary that we receive. Unfortunately, based on observations and experience, there are leaders or managers that are becoming a boss. And we see it all around us. I have here a quick video, one example on which we could differentiate between a boss and a leader.
Are you guys stupid? I'm the boss, and you all must do what I say.
You're right, sir. You are the boss.
What, newbie?
I said you're right, sir. You are the boss.
Mm-hmm.
You say it without hesitation.
That's right.
That's why today I'd like to give you something.
What is it, newbie?
My letter of resignation.
Oh, really, newbie? You don't want to work here? Big mistake.
Well, as a new employee, your leadership skills make me concerned. And if you don't mind, before I leave, I'd like to give you some parting words.
What can you teach me? I can't wait to hear this. Go ahead, new guy.
Well, sir, I don't think you're all bad. But somewhere down your path, you got lost. I think you used to be a leader, but now you're just a boss.
What's the difference?
Well, see, a boss says I. A leader says we. Bosses are blinded by pride, while leaders can really see. A leader always asks. Bosses, they command. See, a boss points fingers, but a leader extends a hand. A boss says go. Leaders say let's go. Leaders consider ideas. Bosses say heck no. See, a boss puts you down. Leaders will lift you up. Because leaders give love. A boss don't give a
what?
Bosses use people, abuse people. Leaders groom people. They look for what's good inside and improve people. Leaders have mastered the art of inspiration. Bosses have mastered the art of manipulation. A boss yells and screams like they're on a TV show. A leader treats the janitor like the CEO. They are compassionate and know the community comes first. Bosses think culture's something only found in yogurt. Sir, ask yourself this question. I'm not trying to be your teacher, but have you ever heard of a world boss?
I haven't.
Or is it world leader, religious leader, community leader, business leader? Don't you see it? A leader is who you should be. A boss is just meager. Sir, entrepreneurs have a big responsibility. I believe we are the only ones who can save our world. Literally. Not politicians, not government. We won't do it religiously. We do it through serving our clients' best needs individually.
Our clients.
But maybe you think good service won't take you far. Maybe you think if you started to serve, our stock will fall.
Our stock?
Well, the great Henry Ford will be appalled, because he said a business devoted to service will have one worry about profits.
Yeah, what's that?
They will be embarrassingly large. Sir, this is a higher call. Does that make sense? We are here to work for a dream, not just a paycheck. We are here to be fantastic and sensational, not just transactional, but transformational. Profit comes when we are committed to the vision, and we will have the biggest ROI. Return on intention. Sir, I sincerely hope you change your ways and overcome your obstacles. You teach a lot about leadership here. Mostly, what not to do.
Wait. How do you know so much about business? And you said our stock? Who is this guy?
Well, the truth is, I lied. I'm not your employee, sir.
Who are you?
You're mine.
So, in the quick video that I am sharing with you between a boss and the leader, it emphasizes that a good leader always thinks of his employees. He always thinks of the benefit for everybody. A leader is a person that is there, always extends a hand. So, in my topic, the 5K elements to define an effective leadership, we will know the importance of these elements and how becoming a good leader. The first element on an effective leadership is ability to delegate tasks. Often, leaders are perfectionists. They have a particular vision and they want to drive their staff and their company to reach out that vision. However, this means that sometimes they prefer to do work by themselves rather than sharing the burden with others. But in reality, everyone could use a helping hand, and the most effective managers and leaders are those that recognize that they too are human. By delegating tasks to others, the workload is shared and team spirit thrives. Though there is one caveat, the right task must be assigned to the right person so that it can be completed correctly, effectively, and in a timely manner. Delegation in leadership not only helping to get things done, but it also empowers employees by giving them greater autonomy. Always remember, no leader can do all things at all times. Ability to delegate tasks is a key tool for boosting team and organizational performance and efficiency. Second, excellent communication. An effective leader is one who communicates well across a variety of different media, email, telephone, and face-to-face. Staff need to be able to grasp the purpose, the directions, and the end goal of any project in order for it to be completed successfully. Without excellent communication skills, manager will have an extremely difficult time establishing and maintaining a productive work environment. Leaders can attend events in their community to enhance their communication skills. These events allow them insight into issues that affect them at management level. A chance to discuss these topics with their peers, as well as prospects for personal education and development and valuable networking opportunities. An effective leader needs to have a strong communication skills. By having this, aids all the aspects of life, from professional life to personal life. In business, all good and bad result comes from communication. Good communication skills allows others and ourselves to understand information more accurately and quickly, while poor communication skills leads to misunderstanding and often frustration. Excellent communication skills can aid in helping land an interview and pass the selection process. It keeps you succeed in your career. Not all of us are good on communication, but one thing for sure to improve communication skills is to become a good listener, because a good communicator is a good listener. This is the most important thing in effective leadership. Third, confidence. Leaders are expected to be the company's backbone by being strong and confident. Managers are expected to support and carry an organization through both the good times and the bad, while still displaying an assertive and positive demeanor. If an enterprise's leader continues to display confidence despite difficulties, employees will continue to feel comfortable and secure, and the work atmosphere will remain calm and motivated. Confidence is also one of the key elements in effective leadership. Having confidence helps us feel ready for life's experiences. we are confidently enough to move forward with people and other opportunities. And if things don't work, that confidence in us will push us to try again. An effective leader is always the backbone of the company, even in trying times. Ups and downs of the company, a leader will stand strong in behalf of it. Fourth, honesty. An extremely integral aspect of effective leadership is honesty. When a leader makes a statement or take a particular decision, all team members must be able to believe that the leader will follow through and keep his or her word. If staff feel that their leader is dishonest without due explanation, an environment of distrust is fostered. This can lead to high employee turnover and further problems and expense for the organization. An effective leader are generally identified as honest by employees. We have here the saying, honesty is the best policy. This is the oldest saying in the proverbial book, but its survival speaks to its wisdom. Being honest is a helpful course of action in building not only for the company, but also for the culture that we have. The greatest function that honesty can serve in a company is avoiding problems and mistakes that grow into major issues. Well, I guess no one wants to be the squeaky wheel, so it's easy to tell a little lie or commit a sin of omission or silence. Being a leader, it is important to emphasize the importance of honesty over armor. Honesty is the foundation of relationships that we have to build both with others on a team or in a company. Honesty is how to build trust within a team. Trust is important. And lastly, creativity. Though we all strive to hit targets, sometimes things do not go as planned. Unexpected events occur that require adjustments to be made to previous decisions that were made or current plans of action. At these times, leaders must be able to step up to the plate quickly and think creatively to come up with stable solutions. A staff turn to them for support and guidance. When implemented, these qualities improve in-house communication, employee morale, and strengthen company culture. And just as a tribe flocks to support its chief, so do employees to an effective manager, thereby strengthening the enterprise as a whole. And just as a tribe flocks to support its chief, so do employees to an effective manager, thereby strengthening the enterprise as a whole. Creativity is the process of producing something out of nothing, combining all their ideas of bringing imagination and ideas into reality. Being creative means taking risks and ignoring doubts and fears, solving problems in a new way. Creativity is thinking of new ways to do things. It is sometimes done when things sometimes do not go as planned. That's why any leader or a company has a lot of options and plans. They do not make one plan, and a leader has always the plan B and plan C. If plan A doesn't work, they still have these choices to do.
Factors of leadership. There are 4 major factors of leadership, such as leader, followers, communication, and situation. First is leader. You must have an honest understanding of who he is, what he knows, and what he can do. Also note that it is the followers, not the leader, or someone else who determines if the leader is successful. If they do not trust or lack of confidence in their leader, then they will be uninspired. To be successful, you have to convince your followers, not yourself, or your superior, that you are worth of
being followed. Know your personal strengths and weaknesses, capabilities and limitations. You need to be able to discipline yourself in order to lead your team effectively. Look honestly at yourself. If you have trouble assessing yourself and your leader, what he or she would like to see you change about the way you lead. Seek counsel from your peers and seek an experienced team member to ask, how well do you think I lead? Knowledge that you are never alone. The second major factor of leadership is followers. Different people require different styles of leadership. For example, a new hire requires more supervision than an experienced employee does. A person who lacks of motivation requires a different approach than one with a high degree of motivation. You must know your people. The fundamental starting point in having a good understanding of human nature, such as needs, emotion, and motivation. You must come to know your employee, be known, and do attribute. The third major factors of leadership is communication. It is the act of developing meaning among entities or groups through the use of efficiently mutually understood signs, symbols, and semiotic convention. You need through two ways of communication. Much of it is non-verbal. For instance, when you set the example that communicates to your people that you would not ask them to perform anything that you would not be willing to do, what and how you communicate either builds or harms the relationship between you and your followers. Communication is the exchange of information and ideas from one person to one another. Effective communication occurs when others understand exactly what you are trying to tell them, and then you understand precisely what they are trying to tell you, whether it's oral, written, or physical interaction alone, or some combination of them. A leader communicates standards by your examples and by what behavior you ignore, rewards, punish, or conceal. Different situations call for different types of communication. Your tone of voices, choice of words, and physical action combine to affect those you lead. Say the correct things at the appropriate moment, and it is right manner. Through your method of communication, you encourage your team to follow you and your directions. You must earn their trust and confidence. What and how you communicate either fuel trust and confidence or avoids it. The last major factor of leadership is situation. Leadership is an interaction between two or more members of a group and often involves a structuring or unstructuring of the situation and the perception and perception of the members. Therefore, the situation in part defines the leadership process. All situations are different. What you do is one situation will not always work in others. You must use your judgment to decide the best course, action, and the leadership styles. Look honestly at yourself. If you have trouble assessing yourself and your leader, what he or she would like to see you change about the way you lead. Seek counsel from your peers and seek an experienced team member to ask, how well do you think I lead? Knowledge that you are never alone. The second major factor of leadership is followers. Different people require different styles of leadership. For example, a new hire requires more supervision than an experienced employee does. A person who lacks of motivation requires a different approach than one with a high degree of motivation. You must know your people. The fundamental starting point in having a good understanding of human nature, such as needs, emotion, and motivation. You must come to know your employee, be known, and do attribute. The third major factors of leadership is communication. It is the act of developing meaning among entities or groups through the use of efficiently mutually understood signs, symbols, and semiotic convention. You need through two ways of communication. Much of it is non-verbal. For instance, when you set the example that communicates to your people that you would not ask them to perform anything that you would not be willing to do, what and how you communicate either builds or harms the relationship between you and your followers. Communication is the exchange of information and ideas from one person to one another. Effective communication occurs when others understand exactly what you are trying to tell them, and then you understand precisely what they are trying to tell you, whether it's oral, written, or physical interaction alone, or some combination of them. A leader communicates standards by your examples and by what behavior you ignore, rewards, punish, or conceal. Different situations call for different types of communication. Your tone of voices, choice of words, and physical action combine to affect those you lead. Say the correct things at the appropriate moment, and it is right manner. Through your method of communication, you encourage your team to follow you and your directions. You must earn their trust and confidence. What and how you communicate either fuel trust and confidence or avoids it. The last major factor of leadership is situation. Leadership is an interaction between two or more members of a group and often involves a structuring or unstructuring of the situation and the perception and perception of the members. Therefore, the situation in part defines the leadership process. All situations are different. What you do is one situation will not always work in others. You must use your judgment to decide the best course, action, and the leadership styles needed for each situation. Consider the themes, level, and competence, motivation, and commitments to perform the mission or task. In one situation, you may have to supervise the team's work closely. In another, your main job might be to encourage and motivate individuals who are well qualified to accomplish the task. Sometimes, the situation will require that you do a bit of both. The term micromanagement usually has a negative connotation to it. But I learned in this program that some team members who may be least skilled actually lived it. Consider the timing of your action. For example, confronting a team member may be the correct decision, but if the confrontation occurs too soon or too late, or it is done in front of their peers, the result may not be what you intended. We all make mistakes. If you take the wrong action, reanalyze the situation. Take quick corrective action and more. 1. Remember, broad back-up, regroup, assesses the situation, and drive on. Learn and reflect from your mistakes and those of others, but don't dwell on them during the mission.